Alright boys and girls, so today somebody put a comment on one of my videos saying, why don't you concentrate on your own business? It was on the Asheville video when I was talking about Asheville. So do you know what? Kid gave me an idea. Thought I was gonna, I think I'm gonna do that. And today is the perfect day because we've got loads of vans going to customers. So I'm gonna show you exactly what's in the yard and what we're doing. What a good idea, eh? And we've also got one that we've just finished. So I'm gonna show you all that right now. So boys, you will all have seen this 2.8 ton Mercedes. And you will probably already seen this one, which is 2.7, I think this one is. And you will all have seen the prototype, which is going for his MOT today. This one, do you know what? I've got to give somebody a lot of thanks because this is a prototype truck, and I'll show you around it because she's nearly ready. And what a beast that is. She's got the tipping hooks and everything else on them. So I like that. The customer is here to pick that truck up, so I'm going to have to be pretty quick. But yeah, that was nice of the guy to say concentrate on your own business, wasn't it? Because it's funny that, because every video I do is on my own business. So this is the one that is going today, and I'll tell you what we've done to this. So we've tidied the cab up. I'm going to show you what we've done. It's got the lightweight body as always. The yard is full of trucks. All these waiting to get done. And what we did is, just to show off a little bit, we painted the bonnet and the roof red to match the back of the truck. That looks awesome, that. What the boys are going to be doing this afternoon is we are going to be, this green truck it's been crash damage, so we're going to be looking to take the back off that today, and then the front is going to the insurance. So all of these are waiting to get done. The bodies are actually in there, so most of these bodies are actually made, so they're actually done. They just need putting on and painting and things like that. But yeah, I just thought I'd show everybody what we're doing, and I'll go inside the unit and show everybody the actual bodies as well. We've got a lot of stuff booked in. What I've had to do is, as you'll know if you're one of our customers, I've had to sort of like say to people, don't just turn up with your vans anymore because we are so busy, but all of these are going today, so we'll be able to get a takeaway tonight. So that'll be nice, won't it? This van is actually my son's, it's not mine. He bought the chassis cab and I made him the body because it was a prototype. I let him do the money. And what we've done on our new arms, just to show everybody, is we've actually made this steel thinner, so that when I said to you we're going to be reducing the weight even more, we've got that down, knocked a couple of mil off that, so that will make a big difference to the arm. I think it's another 40 or 50 kilos on top of these ones that are coming in at 2.7. That will take off another this will take off another 50 kilos because that was 8 mil. So we've gone down on there. We've tested that. We made a set of arms, like a mock-up, and we've been using them on one of my trucks, and to be honest with you, does not make a bit of difference because all the strength actually comes from this piece of steel. So if you notice on a small truck what other people make, they only have that one box with a slider inside. And the reason we have a bigger arm, so people, say, oh, the arms are big, aren't they? But the reason they're big is because this steel that we use is way bigger than everybody else, and that is why we use it. That is the exact reason. So this is bigger, that's bigger, and then the ram sits inside there, so it lets you have more space and more room and basically more thickness. And my colleague has just brought me the sliders, and what you have inside your arm, which you won't be able to see, you have a couple of these big massive wear plates like that. So what they do is when the arm is slid into this arm, they sit in there, look like that. So they're on the arm, top and bottom, and then they slide up and down inside so you don't get any wear. What we used to on the first trucks, we didn't used to put wear plates in, and like I say, it's always, moving forward, you're always improving what you're building. But yeah, that is the top and bottom of it all. So one of them that way, one the other way, and basically your arm goes inside. We put a bolt through there, a rounded head bolt into that little recess, and then in here we use Loctite, and we put a little bit of a bonding agent on the back of there just to keep it completely tight. So yeah, that's the process. And that, like I say to everybody, this will be, once these are on, this is the first set. We made a mock-up set for our truck, and we've been using it for about 2 months, and we had a single issue because that ram there, this actual sleeve doesn't do anything in terms of structural strength really, because the strength comes from this. What it does is basically just protects your ram, and then obviously the pin goes through there for your ram, and that's why we do it. A lot of people say, oh, you want the arm inside, or why don't you put it inside? And that is the reason. That is the exact reason. It's so we can use a bigger ram, so you've got more strength. This is the actual first one to have these arms on, So this is quite a big body. Is that for the Iveco? Yeah. This is for the Iveco outside, so it's actually a big body. So this will be a little bit heavy. I think that's a 4.5 tonner. But I'll show you that as well, what we're doing. But like I said, that guy who said concentrate on your own business, good idea. Give me an idea for a video. It's a Friday. We've got all these vans going out, so everybody's going to get, you know, some wages today. What a great day. But there is the quality of the work. There's your rams. One thing I am going to do with these is, because this box, again, you know, we're saving weight everywhere, and then this box which protects the ram guards is that wants to be taken off really, and something a bit smaller, and that's only to conserve weight. It's not actually for anything else. This one's obviously got the easy sheet, as you can see from there, and I will show you how they mount underneath. So that's what you have underneath. You have the bar there, and then we have a tension spring. So this spring, we tension that up with that bolt on the end there. So we tension it up to get it as tight as we can. So basically the net is always trying to open itself. That's tensioned, and then the motor at the front pulls the net that way and holds it there. The motor's holding it, it locks off, and then when you just basically take the tension off the motor, it opens, so the tension is in that spring, and that is how that's done. And we'll look at the pipes actually. So when your ram comes down there, we have a hole inside here for the pipe to come down there, and it goes into this tube and then goes through the body, through this big boss at the back, and then we strengthen that up. If you ever get a problem with these trucks, a lot of customers ask me, well, how do you change the pipe? Unfortunately, on a small truck with a slider, so if you've got because you've got a smaller arm than on a big truck, you can't really get, you know, well, an inspection hatch down here. There's not really enough room to put one in that wouldn't affect the strength of the truck. So when you need to change that pipe, what you do, you just basically knock that pin out there, knock that top pin out. There's just like a little thread there. Knock them out, and literally just slide the pipe from there. It comes like that, and it goes up. There's a hole in there where my fingers are. And you just pull the pipe up and out there, put two new pipes on, slide the arm back in, and then back in. You know, it's just so, like I tell everybody, we don't like to see any pipes on our trucks. We like to keep the pipes completely out of shot. One, it protects the pipe, but two, it also looks a lot better. Because I don't like the way that some of the people do the trucks where obviously on a bigger truck, you absolutely go around there and then back through, because you've got some meat, but on the smaller trucks, and I'll show you what we're doing on paintwork. So as you guys might be aware, we paint cabs and stuff. We've got our own painters here. So this truck, it had a few marks on it and stuff like that, and our mechanic we have here is absolutely shit hot at painting. So all the painting you've just seen outside was done by him. He does all the painting and the pipes. He's a really, really good sort of like general mechanic. We don't do any engine building or stuff like that. We're just not set up for it. But this sort of stuff, you know, we do all of that in-house. And the prices we charge compared to, you know, like this truck, for instance, has come. It's got marks everywhere. We've took all them out, so it will be basically, you know, it will be as good as a brand new truck when it leaves. They also, like I tell people all the time, we don't just paint what you can see. As you can see there, the door cards are all off. You know, my lad will strip them completely. You know, even down there, he's got the footwell out, and then we'll take these out. If there's some damage where it needs to actually work, you know, behind the door, or like this door's painted, he will take the full door card off and all this rubber and everything, and then paint just that one piece and that one piece. You know, he's, like I say, he's well, that's the quality of what somebody else has done, so we'll see what we do. But that is kind of, you know, where we are and what we do. So I hope you know, like the video. And there's a bit of an army of our trucks now. Like I say to people quite often, a young man said to me one time, he said, you'll never be competition to me. And, you know, like I tell all you lads, you know, keep pushing on. Don't let anybody slow you down. You know, the people who are supposed to support you, a lot of the time, they're envious of what you're doing, you know, and they say stupid shit like that. But yeah, we just keep pushing on, and that's it, and that's all you can do. If you just keep pushing every day, and you know, don't be too interested what other money other people are making. You'll just make what you're happy with. I think you'll always do well in business and in life. And you know, like I say, there's an army of these trucks, and I think it's not only because we treat people, you know, as well as we can, and you know, we're interested in listening to problems, and not only, you know, when things go right and people are handing you money, yeah, you're best mates with them or whatever, but with us, we will do, you know, extra stuff. We'll talk to customers. We've got a customer who's just come to us. He's got basically like a little dream of opening a business. Call it a dream. He's an adult, you know what I mean? But what he wants to do is he wants to start finding some chassis cabs. So like a good chassis cab, bring it down to us, let us do the work on it for him, build him a nice body. Not just that, he's got other ideas as well, what we're going to do with him. But he wants to bring the chassis down, because obviously when it comes to like a resale vehicle, so if you want to sell some at retail, we are the perfect place to come for painting, you know, putting bodies on the back and stuff like that. That's kind of what we're based around, is basically hydraulic pipes. So we make all our own pipes here. We, you know, welding and, you know, paintwork. We're sort of like set up for all that stuff. We've got a decent yard. I mean, like I said to everybody in my last video, we're doing an 18-tonner brand spanking new from DAF. We've got a full body to overhaul. We're just doing an old truck, and then we'll be going on to that, and I'm actually going to show you that old truck now. So basically, this is just me kind of showing off in a way. So this is a very, very old truck that came to us. This is not going to be a long video, because we're going to fully do a video on this truck. This is just going to be a quick little walk around to show you what we've done to it, just to give you an idea of what our business does. And like that guy said, you know, look at your own business. I was only talking about Asheville, just saying you shouldn't waste money and be more efficient, and he really got the ump of me. So what have we done to this truck? A very, very quick overhaul and a big, you know, a quick look around. So basically we've done new pins, we've done fully ram sealed it, full seal kit front and back. We've put these stops on, which I actually forgot, so I've had to redo them. That was my fault. We've done this back bar. We tried to straighten that as best we could, and we had to take it out and send it to a place with an 150-ton press. Can you believe it? It took 150-ton press to straighten that. Nightmare. It's had a new floor. It's had a full paint job. When it come, it was a totally different colour. And what else we've done is, which is quite cocky, we have shortened this chassis. So the chassis was at one point about, I don't know, right over here. So we've cut the chassis, rejoined it in there, look. That piece of steel was where we've cut the prop down and balanced it. So we've shortened it and balanced it. That's the balancing mark there where they hold it. And we've shortened the prop. This prop used to be about another 6 foot on that. It was a really big truck. We've undersealed it. And basically we're at the stage now of just, you know, finishing things off. What we're going to do, what I've decided to do, is just repaint the back fully, because obviously I forgot to put them on. You know, nothing always goes right, does it? But we've been so busy. This has been like a job we've done around other stuff. So we've got all the lights for these. We're going to relight it, you know, do all the electrics, and that's where we're at. But that just shows you what we can do. This is a, I don't know, 40-year-old truck. It's B-reg. So what's that? 40, 50 years old. And when it come, it certainly didn't look like this. But yeah, like I said, I've decided to repaint the back end. All the trims and everything are in, the bumpers and everything are in the container. They're all painted, ready to go on. So we're pretty close to the end of this one, and this one will be its own standalone video to show everybody exactly what we did. So I'll leave you all to it, because there's somebody here to pick a van up, and have a good weekend. And if you're in the skip industry, I hope you make plenty of money, and if you're going to get a body off us, you will make plenty of money. See you soon. Bye.